Hello everyone, today in this video we are going to talk about reflection of light. After this video you should be able to define reflection and state and apply the laws of reflection. We already know the transparent object allows the light to flow through them, but opaque objects do not allow the light to pass through them, so light get bounced back from the surface, and this process of bouncing back of light is called reflection of light. There are two types of reflection. One is regular reflection and another is irregular or diffused reflection. In regular reflection, all the rays goes to a particular direction after the reflection, but in diffuse reflection the rays go into the random direction after the reflection. So in this picture you can see the light going into the same direction out here, and out here they are going into the different direction. And regular reflection occurs in a smooth surface and irregular reflection occurs in a rough surface. An example of regular reflection is mirror, and example of irregular reflection is cemented wall. And in regular reflection image is formed as in mirror, but in irregular reflection image is not formed. So you can see your face on the mirror but you cannot see your face on the wall, because in irregular reflection the image is not formed. Now we'll talk about the various terms related to the reflection. The ray which comes to the reflecting surface is called incident ray, and the ray which goes away from the reflecting surface is called reflected ray. And a normal or perpendicular drawn from the point of incidence is called normal. Incident ray, normal and reflected we have already discussed. Now the angle made by the incident ray with the normal is called angle of incidence. So this angle, we don't take the angle between the incident ray and the mirror, we take the angle between incident ray and the normal. And angle of reflection is the angle made by the reflected ray with the normal. And these are the definitions, you can pause and copy. And before talking about the laws of reflection, let's understand what is a plane. So plane is any flat surface in which if you draw 2 points and draw a line joining 2 points, then each point of this line completely lie on that surface. So let's take an example. So suppose these two pens are lying on the paper, and if I want to trace these pens, I can easily trace these pens. But in this case there are two pens and two covers and they are kept in different position, and if you want to trace the pen you can easily trace, but you cannot trace the cover because they are not completely lying on the paper. So in order to trace this two cover we need another paper or another plane. So now you can see out here, to trace the pens we need one plane, and to trace the cover we need two planes. So if an object is lying on a plane, that time we can trace it or draw that object completely on that paper, otherwise we cannot. So now let's understand the laws of reflection. So first law says the incident rays, reflected rays and the normal all lie in the same plane. In this picture you can see incident ray, normal and reflected ray are in the one plane, so that's why we can draw them in one piece of paper. And from another angle you can see incident ray, reflected ray and the normal are in one plane, that's why I can draw them in one plane, otherwise I cannot draw them. So according to first law, incident rays, reflected rays and the normal lie in the same plane. And this is second law of reflection. It says the angle of reflection is always equal to angle of incidence. Angle I is equal to angle R. Now let's take some example. Now this is the reflecting surface, this is the normal. If the incident ray makes 60 degree, the reflected ray also makes 60 degree. If angle of incidence is changed to 45 degree, the angle of reflection also becomes 45 degree, and for 30 degree incident angle, the reflected angle is also 30 degree. And if the angle of incidence is 0, the angle of reflection also becomes 0. Now let's see how the angle of reflection changes with change in angle of incidence. Now you can see, if you decrease the angle of incidence, angle of reflection also decreases. Now for different angle of incidence, we have different angle of reflection, and angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. Now let's solve one question on laws of reflection. So angle of incidence is 20 degree, and we have to calculate the angle of reflection, and we have to draw the diagram. So this is the diagram. Angle of incidence is 20 degrees. We have to find the angle of reflection, and angle of incidence is always with the normal, not with the reflecting surface. So out here given is angle of incidence is equal to 20 degree, angle of reflection we have to find. And according to law of reflection, I can write angle I is equal to angle R. Angle I is already given, so I can put the value 20 is equal to angle R, or I can write angle R is equal to 20. So angle of reflection is 20 degree. Next question, the incident ray makes an angle of 30 degree with the reflecting surface. So this time angle of incidence is not given. The angle made by the incident ray with the reflecting surface is 30 degree. Now we have to calculate the angle of reflection, and we have to draw the diagram. So let's draw the diagram first. So out here the angle made by the incident ray with the reflecting surface is 30 degree. Angle I is not given, so angle I is not given, angle R is not given, and we know the normal makes 90 degree with the reflecting surface. That means 30 degree plus I is 90 degree. So I can find I now. I is equal to 90 minus this 30 will go this side and become minus 30. So angle I is 60 degree. Now I can write according to law of reflection, angle I is equal to angle R, and put the value of angle I, that is 60, is equal to angle R. So angle R is equal to 60. So angle of reflection is 60. Next question, the angle between incident ray and reflected ray is 76 degree. Calculate the angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Draw the ray diagram. So in this case, the angle between incident ray and reflected ray is given. So this angle is given. So this is 76. So we have to find angle I and angle R. Angle I is not given, angle R is not given, but angle I plus angle R is given, that is 76. So according to law of reflection, I can write angle I is equal to angle R. So instead of angle R, I can write angle I. So in this equation, instead of R, I am writing angle I, because angle I and angle R are equal. If you add angle I and angle I, you will get 2 angle I. So now you take these two down, and if you divide 76 by 2, you will get 38. So angle I is 38, and if angle I is 38, angle R is also 38 because of law of reflection, so which we have already written out here. So angle of reflection is 38 degree. Now you can try these questions. These are the similar questions which we have done before. So this is the end of the video. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.